Alright, we're live streaming. Hopefully my internet stays good. It just did a weird little flicker thing. Hi everybody. So today we're going to be doing some spray watercolor for our project. So you want to say hi, Marcella? Marcella, you want to say hi? Say hi. Alright, everyone can see you. Alright, we were going to do something outside today, but the weather's starting to take a nasty turn. So we decided to do an inside project. And I'm going to show you how you can make some spray watercolors at home. And I'm going to show you some differences between using only food coloring as your kind of main coloring agent and what it looks like after you've added some other paints. So what we're going to be doing is using whatever we find around the house to kind of do like a masking agent where you put it on your paper and then you spray around it to create different shapes. So this one was with watered down food coloring sprayed. I'll show you what I used to spray with here in a second. And then this one was with some liquid watercolor added to it. So I squeezed it from liquid tubes and then I watered that down. So this was with the food coloring and the extra watercolor paint. So you can see it's a little bit brighter than the first one, but the food coloring still works pretty well. So I'll put these kind of off to the side here for a second. I'm going to show you how to do it here in a little bit. So I happen to have extra spray bottles laying around the house because we used up these cleaners. So I just washed these out and I filled them up only maybe about a fifth of the way, and I first added about half of a bottle of food coloring to each of these because that's what I had left over from other projects, and then I did the first paper that I showed you, and to me it wasn't very bright, so I decided to try and add I have squeezable watercolor paint, and so I squeezed in, I don't know how to say the amount, maybe about an ounce worth of watercolor paint to these, and then I shook them up and that ended up making the colors a lot brighter. So if you happen to have these at home to add to your water, that would be great. If not, you can add tempera paint or maybe even acrylic paint and then just let it kind of liquefy in your water for a little while and then shake it up, and that should work pretty well as also. So I'm going to show you what we did to create those papers. The paper we're using is multi-purpose paper. It's a little bit thicker than regular paper, but it still kind of has kind of a thicker quality to it than watercolor paper. We also added newspaper to our art space so we didn't have spray go everywhere. The things that we're using to make a silhouette are, we have some plastic magnetic letters that we just happen to have at home, and popsicle sticks. You can use leaves, flowers, sticks that you find outside. I was hunting around for puzzle pieces to use to kind of make a silhouette, but we didn't have any that Marcella wanted to part with. Anything that you can find that you don't mind spraying with watered down paint or watered down food coloring, you can use as a masking thing. So masking means that you're kind of blocking the color from getting to a different spot, and you're creating a silhouette, which is just an outline of your shapes. Okay, so what you do is you just kind of lay out your design first. So I'm kind of just placing my popsicle sticks where you want that color to be blocked, and it will make the outline of those shapes. Now, can you buy liquid watercolor within the spray bottle? Of course you can. But if you don't want to invest in that, then you can try out this method at home. So I'm just kind of putting letters. You could spell something out. You could...
I'm going to spell my name.
You're going to spell your name. You can kind of lay these out how you want. You want to think about how you're using up your space. You want it to be balanced, which means you don't want to have everything all on one side. Okay, I think that's pretty even, don't you? Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to give the watercolor sprays a try. So I'm going to try and start with blue first. Now these bottles do not spray great. They kind of just splatter stuff everywhere. The liquid watercolor that come in the spray bottles are fantastic because they create a mist, so they work a lot better, but these are good for homemade stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of spray it where I want blue. And the colors I picked out are primary colors, so red, yellow, and blue, because they mix together and make all other colors. So if they happen to mix on my paper, that's okay, because they'll make nice colors when they mix. Okay, then I'm going to do yellow. I'm just shaking them up a little bit before I use them, because they've been sitting here for a little while. This bottle spray is actually the best, so if I could find more of these bottles, not sure where this bottle came from, maybe just the dollar store. That one does a nice mist. Okay, so what you could do, you could leave your pieces there for a little bit and let it dry a little while before you peel them off, but we'll peel them off and see what it looks like. Because these spray bottles don't do like a mist, it's going to puddle in some spots, which is not entirely ideal, but that's okay, because this is homemade stuff. Okay, you can see how wonderfully bright these colors turned out because I squirted in some extra watercolor on into the bottles. I won't tip it up because it'll like start to drip down, but you guys can kind of get the idea. So I'll post pictures of these finished pieces in the comments when we are all done. Marcella, you ready to try yours?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move this out of the way.
Come on.
Okay. Oh, I kind of splattered your paper a little bit. That's okay. Go for it, kid.
Splatter mine too.
Here's all the pieces. I'll do another one really quick. Now tomorrow, since we'll have a bunch of these dry, I'll show you what you can do with them when we're done. So I'll do a lesson on Zentangles, and this is a lesson that I do with my high school drawing kids at the beginning of the year when we're getting ready to start doing more complicated drawing projects, and I'll show you what you can do with the spray watercolor when you're all finished.
I can't find C.
C? I don't know if we have a C. Might just have to do... I don't see a C. I don't know why we don't have all the letters. What if you did an N this way?
Yeah, but it still has this.
Well, that's about as good as you're going to get with that, because we don't have a C. You're going to have to be inventive or creative.
Is there a U?
That's a good question. I don't see a U. Well, maybe this is a U. I bet that's a U. Could be an N or a U. I'm gonna do another random one. I'm gonna just kind of put sticks wherever.
I'm just gonna use this for L. I need another L. Okay. I need another A.
Here's an A. I'm gonna make it look like the letters are sitting on the sticks. I think that'll be kind of interesting. If you're just tuning in, we are doing spray watercolor with spray watercolor we made at home with bottles I had left over. Oh, and you want to spray, you might need to stand up, babe. You spray about a foot away. Okay, spray. There you go. Gotta aim at your paper. Nice. How much yellow do you want?
That much, and then I will put.
Here, let me get around the other side so I can help you a little bit better.
I got it. I got it.
Okay. Nope, not that close. Gotta do it far away.
Uh-oh, I'm getting it on my dress.
Oh, it's okay. We'll wash it. Here. Okay, spray it. That's cool looking. Okay, you ready to do the red?
It's not working.
Okay, hold on. Let go.
It's not working.
Yeah, this bottle's starting to clog up a little bit. There we go. How about that? Okay, you want to take your letters off and see what it looks like?
I'm gonna wipe.
Okay. Messes happen when you're doing art, right? Just gotta kind of go with it. This bottle is the best. If you can find bottles like this, these work way better than the Windex bottles, but that's all we had.
I got this.
Are you sure? Oh, nice. That was a good spray. Okay, you don't want it super wet because then your letters aren't going to show up. Okay? Okay, that's probably good. Okay, I'm going to pull mine up and see what it looks like too. That's another thing you got to keep in mind when you're doing this project is if you over squirt, if you do too much paint on there, you won't see your letters or whatever shapes you decide to add on to your paper.
Whoa, A's a really good one.
Oh yeah, it did turn out really good. All right, I'm going to pull mine off and then we're going to be done with the video for today so you guys can see what we did here.
Can I put mine on top?
Nope, leave it there because you want it to dry. If you move it, it'll drip. Oh, that one got a little bit messed up. Not too bad. Ooh, yours turned out pretty cool, Marcella. I like it. All right, guys, thanks for joining us today. That was Spray Watercolor. And like I said, tomorrow I'll show you Zentangles on these papers after they are dry. Thanks for joining us today.